President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his capacity as the Jubilee Party leader, yesterday kicked out Aden Duale as the majority leader of the National Assembly following a petition by majority members of parliament from Jubilee Party. And today I want us to look at the rise and fall of Aden Duale and why probably he had to go. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you automatically get notified by YouTube. Now back to the main issue. Who is Aden Duale?
Huyu Duale mimi nilitoa yeye kule alivyokuwa nafanya huko Mombasa. Mimi nilileta yeye hapa Garissa. Nikaweka yeye pamoja na wale maimams ambao walikuwa wanaongozwa na Sheikh Mawia. Si mnakumbuka? Nikamwambia huyu kijana nataka asimame hapa. Ruto na Uhuru walikuwa hawamtaki yeye. Mimi nimetoa yeye kule kwa takataka nikaweka pale juu. Na nikagharimia kampeni yake yote. Sasa kila mahali akienda natusi mimi tu. Nikasema huyu kijana hana adabu. Huyu ni mwanaharamu. Lakini shauri yake hiyo mimi nawachia Mungu. Hata watoto wakitusi baba yao unaangalia tu, mimi nahurumia tu. Siwezi kupigana naye. Si amekosa adabu, sio? Amekosa adabu, sio? Anasifu mtu kama Ruto ambaye vile vile hana adabu.
No, that's Raila Odinga giving a brief story on how he introduced Aden Duale, funded his campaign to become the member of parliament for duties. But who is Aden Duale? Because when the history of this country, especially parliament, Kenyan parliament, will be written, the name Aden Duale will take a good space in one of the chapters. Because Aden Duale is the first majority leader in Kenya and he served for 7 good years. But who is Aden Duale? Aden Duale was born in 1969 in Garissa County. He then started his primary education in Garissa and then proceeded to high school in Garissa High School. From there, he went and completed his high school education in Moi Forces Academy in Nakuru. Then from high school, Aden Duale went and studied Bachelor of Education in Moi University. So Aden Duale ni mwalimu. Then from college, Aden Duale went and started teaching in some school there called Sankuri Secondary School. But he didn't last there for more than 2 terms. He just went there, taught for 1 term, the second term, then Aden Duale akapotea. Then from there, Aden Duale went and got another opportunity at the PC's office in Garissa town as a clerk. So again, Aden Duale served as a clerk and the office of the former provincial commissioner. Then from there, Aden Duale went, because again there he didn't even last long. For 6 months, he was tired. Then he left and went and now started working in their family business. So that's the brief history of Aden Duale. And in 1999 to 2003, Aden Duale was then made, I think, the director for KBC. He was working in the family business. Then, he had the father-in-law, who is very senior, Mohamud. Under the influence of the former chief of general staff, Mahmoud, Aden Duale was appointed as a director with KBC. That's between 1999 and 2003. By that time, Aden Duale was still working in the family business. And then after that, Aden Duale then joined politics. But before he joined politics, one thing which you must note is that Aden Duale had actually founded the Livestock Marketing Society. Aden Duale has also studied several professional courses. And Aden Duale serves in various boards of several companies. Then around 2007, Raila Odinga introduced Aden Duale to ODM. Raila Odinga had gone to Mombasa for some function, and Aden Duale, I think, was in one of their businesses there, and he served Raila Odinga. And when they spoke, Raila Odinga realized that this guy can actually make a good leader. So Aden Duale was introduced to politics, and Raila Odinga, the way he explained, funded his campaign. Remember, the father-in-law, the former chief of general staff, Mohamed Mohamud, didn't want Aden Duale to contest, but he contested. Remember, in those sites of Garissa, Dujis by that time, the politics were normally defined by clan elders. So they didn't want Aden Duale. But there was ODM wave in that region. So that's how Aden Duale ended up winning that seat. And then that was in 2007. And in 2008, Aden Duale was made assistant minister for livestock. And again, he ended up being one of the vice chairman of ODM in charge of political affairs. And then in 2011, when the deputy president William Ruto and Raila Odinga fell out, Aden Duale went with them because he was a very close ally of the deputy president once he joined the ODM party. And then they went, and Aden Duale became one of the founders of URP. So in 2013 election, Aden Duale went again and contested because Garissa Township had been created. He went and contested as a member of parliament, again won in 2013. And that's how Aden Duale, because he was vocal, he had contributed heavily to Jubilee campaigns because of kuongea. Having been a founder member of URP, Aden Duale was then appointed as the majority leader in the National Assembly. Remember, in parliament, Aden Duale is probably one of those members of parliament who were elected with the least votes. But regardless of all those, Jubilee Party still decided and elected him as the majority leader. Something which in my view was very good. And then after that, in 2017 election, he again contested on a Jubilee Party ticket. Then he won again, and again Jubilee Party appointed him again as the majority leader. So Aden Duale has been the majority leader of Jubilee Party for 7 good years. And Aden Duale is a good debater in this country. He will be remembered. Aden Duale, personally, I've maintained on this platform that the Aden Duale you see normally talking outside there is not the Aden Duale you meet outside there. But why the fall? Because Aden Duale's star should actually be on the rise as we speak now. The chance of Aden Duale becoming the president or the prime minister of this country were very high. And that was the only opportunity for minority tribes. He was actually the face of the minority tribes in leadership. But he had to go. Why the fall? 3 reasons why Aden Duale had to go. Number 1, the handshake politics. When President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had that handshake in March 2018, it came as a surprise to majority of Kenyans. And of course, majority of ODM supporters have refused to accept that handshake. Jubilee supporters also refused to accept that handshake. But one man who found himself in a very awkward situation was Aden Duale. Because William Ruto, the man who brought him to Jubilee Party, did not embrace that handshake. So the president was pulling on one side in the handshake politics. William Ruto was pulling on the other side. And because Aden Duale knew so well that he needed to be loyal to both the deputy president and also loyal to the president, he took a middle ground. So Aden Duale was neither supporting the handshake nor opposing it. But in politics, taking a stand is normally very important. It's better people know that Aden Duale is opposed to the handshake. He didn't do that. So he was not trusted. And the president, from all indications, is taking the issue of the handshake very seriously. So I strongly believe that if Aden Duale had played his cards so well, embraced the handshake early enough, Aden Duale would still be the majority leader today. Because for the record, even the president, wherever he is, even the members of parliament who kicked out Aden Duale, they are well aware that Aden Duale has not committed any mistake. He's not been kicked out because of any failure to perform. He's been kicked out because of politics. And that's number one, the handshake politics. Number two is the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns. If I want to ask you a question, what is Aden Duale's stand on the Building Bridges Initiative? Aden Duale is not very clear on where he stands. When the president convened the previous Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting, Aden Duale survived. But I think these guys went ahead and convinced the president that this guy you are living here is going to mess you up. Because from all indications, the president is keen on delivering the Building Bridges Initiative through parliament. And as a majority leader, Aden Duale was going to be at the center of everything if the BBI is going to be passed through parliament. And even if not through parliament, as a majority leader, Aden Duale is going to be was the leader of government business in the house. The president wants the BBI to pass. Aden Duale has not taken a stand. Mara is supporting Raila Odinga. Mara wants the introduction of the prime minister, but it's not very clear. And when the BBI campaigns was taken to Garissa, Aden Duale took the middle ground. He decided not to attend that event. Kumbe, the president and the team were taking notes. So in my view, BBI is also the other reason why Aden Duale has had to go. Number 3 is William Ruto factor in Jubilee politics. The president has decided that he doesn't want anything to do with his deputy. Those are the realities. He doesn't want anything to do with his deputy. Aden Duale, if you ask me, if he had the numbers, Aden Duale would easily even be the running mate to the deputy president. Easily. He's loyal to the deputy president. Uhuru doesn't want anything to do with the DP. Then how can Uhuru balance these things? Leaving Aden Duale was not going to be a good strategy for the president. Because in politics, if you decide to crush someone, you must do it completely, without mercy. Leaving Aden Duale as the majority leader would have meant President Uhuru Kenyatta applying mercy on him. That's against the 48 laws of power. So Aden Duale had to go because of William Samoei Ruto. And I'm sure by Friday, the president is going to reshuffle his cabinet. And all other allies of the deputy president are going to go. So if Aden Duale had decided or had read the moods long enough, he would have tried to be more closer to the president, leaned towards the president, because I've seen even people who are opposed to this handshake embraced them and then are now very close to the president. And a typical example is Ketu Waruguru. Ketu Waruguru decided to shift camp. And during impeachment, during the removal of Aden Duale, she was actually the one who seconded that motion to impeach Aden Duale. So it means she was going extra mile to please the president and the team. So Aden Duale, if he was keen on just playing politics, he would have thrown the deputy president under the bus. But I think because of the kind of character he is, he didn't want to throw the president, the deputy president, under the bus. Remember, politics is about betrayal. If Raila Odinga took Aden Duale from nowhere, made him a member of parliament, and within 5 years, Aden Duale had dumped him, it was just possible for him also to do the same to the deputy president. And lastly, I think Uhuru Kenyatta is also very keen, and I stated this yesterday, in how he wants his succession politics to happen. He doesn't want people like Aden Duale, who are very forceful, close allies of the deputy president, to be anywhere near where he's going to make some of the decisions. So I don't know what you think. But from my side, Aden Duale will be missed by Kenyans. And I want to be very honest with you. Personally, I don't think Amos Kimunya is the right replacement for Aden Duale. I don't think so. There would have been some better replacement, even if they had to come from Central Kenya. But I don't know what informed the president's choice of Amos Kimunya. Probably the president has figured out that Amos Kimunya doesn't have serious political ambitions. So I would have wanted someone like, say, Kanini Kega. Or just another somebody from Central Kenya. But again, who from Central Kenya can assume that role, if not Amos Kimunya? The president would have even gone to Meru. Yeah, but in my view, the best approach would have been to give another Somali a chance, because they are a minority in the country. But that's my opinion. Thank you guys, and please take your time, visit vuguvugu.com, and also to the subscribers, I always ask you guys for one simple request, that you help me create interactions by just simply giving the video thumbs up if you like them, or thumbs down, or sharing the video, which is the best one for you. How you can help the channel: just share the videos to your channels, to your platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, any other place. And the best one is just drop your comments. Do you think Amos Kimunya was the right replacement for Aden Duale? Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to take the next 1 hour just to listen, to read, and to respond to the comments, the first 100 comments which are going to come on this. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.